here's a little problem, and this is a good hybrid. I don't recall what it is, but I know that it's good. And there's a fungal infection that started from the grafting stock. So the stock expired in winter, and it ate itself up towards the cyan. And the only way to deal with this right now is to remove it. And this area there is very risky. You can cut here, but it's already yellowish. And if you cut there at this point, it will probably come back. A safe point to cut would be here, like way up. But I would love to have this weird rip in the plant still after the cutting, so I would probably cut exactly here. And we will do that now. I'll get a knife. So I want to see how it looks on the inside. At this time of year, at the beginning of the season, there's always the most problems to take care of. So I will film a large part of the Cactus Doctor segments right now at the beginning of the season. So let's try this out, okay? Nice. Okay. So the look, the wound looks exactly like I expected it to look. Not safe. You can see that this dirt, grass, but you can see that little orange discoloration at the vascular bundle, and that is not a good sign. With that being said, if you put this thing into full sun, like really full sun in the greenhouse, top shelf, this usually heals, and that's what I will do. I will put it like at the very top. I just need to be careful about sunburn, so I'm thinking if it would probably be best to put it on the second, and then on the top one afterwards. Okay, so this was just dirt. Yeah, it looks okay, but ideally you would cut again. And you could, for example, cut here and use this piece as a buffer. If it comes back, then you did it right by removing it. And if it doesn't come back, you have another little base that you can root, and this will pop again. Like this kind of size is already enough. A lot of propagators cut them in very small pieces and root them, and they pop from all sides. They usually pop from 2 sides at least, if you treat them well, and that's a good way to propagate. Oh, by the way, check this out. I think this is the reason why the stock expired. This is a mealybug, and the plants inside the cellar had too warm, and this instantly brings out the mealybugs, and they are so hard to get rid of. So I'm glad that this thing has the roots removed now. I will clean this very well, and I will put it on the shelf, and then I will root it within, like, I will give it 3 weeks maybe, just to heal the wound, and then I will to callus, and then I will put it on in an own pot, because this is something special. I don't recall what it is, but I'll look at the label if it's still there. And this mealybug, I hate them. So in this greenhouse I have a very good shelf for exactly this reason, just to put them up there, to leave the wound exposed to oxygen and sunlight. And with the way it lies on the shelf, maybe I should probably cover it a little bit to the top because the sun will hit it hard. But yeah, this is the only way to deal with this when it has progressed so far. So you just remove it, root it again. We will see if it comes back. I don't think it will come back with this treatment, but if you would put it into a wrong environment, if you would put this thing into a pot now, like in soil, it would instantly come back. Instantly, within like a month. So yeah, fingers crossed. Lots of fungal infections. There's another one. I will film that too right now. Yeah, it's time that the cactus season is back again. I missed this. I missed this a lot. There you go. There it is. And this one is rare too, and has a problem at the roots too. I'm too lazy to get the gloves, and that's why my hands are always so messed up. Don't be like me. Get your gloves. Don't be lazy. Because lazy people in the cactus industry usually have bad fingers. Like during the summer I can hardly move my hands because of stuff like this. And it's my own fault. So yeah, let's cut. See, here's the yellowish discoloration. This is where the infection is, where it started, probably somewhere there. And the white area is infected. This is not safe. There you can see you have infection spots there and there. There are even infection spots at the top. So I am very worried about this. This is the type of infection that comes back again and again until there's only the tip missing. There's only the tip left. And that could happen here too. Okay, yeah, same situation here. The one on the left, this thing here, this is a root. This is not a problem. This is a like an aerial root that forms and is on the way on to the outside. But you can see that the skin on the inside, like this white material, it looks discolored too, slightly. It will probably heal, but this is usually it's a hotbed for reoccurring infections. So let's put this one on the shelf too. Okay, yeah, I need to empty the top shelf, and I do that because the plants go outside now. And then I have more space on this top shelf. This will only be for cuttings, and it will be for stuff that needs full sun right away. Here's another kind of infection, and this is a different type. This is a different pathogen, but it's also from the base, from the cut. And the reason this one happened was because last season I had to remove it very late in the season because it had hit the roof. This is one of the cuttings that had hit the roof, and it needed to be cut before winter. Normally I do not cut in winter or around the time, and but it had to go because it pushed against the window. So what we will do here is the same, but this looks bad. This is a bad kind of infection. I don't like it. So let's remove it right away and see how it looks on the inside. I don't know if I can do this. Now we'll change the knife, because it's otherwise I'm spreading pathogens from one wound to the other, and I don't want to do it. But I will give this a chance too, this piece at the top. So I will remove it directly above the infection, because I mean the prognosis is bad, terrible, but sometimes you're lucky. You cut this thing off. If you can stop the infection right away, for example with sunlight, extreme UV light, then it has a chance. Just put it on the top shelf and see how it does. if both wounds on both sides are healing and callousing, then maybe you can save it. And I'm not sure what to do with this. I'll just put it aside and throw it away if it's not stopped completely. Sometimes an infection can stop just because it runs out of steam, runs out of nutrients, whatever. So it can make sense to put it aside somewhere where it's protected from the rain, because the rain is what would instantly destroy this. And since this infection on this side looks so bad, it might not be a bad idea. Okay, yeah, let me just make a cut here. Okay, I disinfected the knife. No. Oh, this looks bad. This looks very bad. Yeah. This looks bad, guys. So obviously, let's take a close look, but this isn't going to work. You can already see the skin is transparent, somewhat transparent. Like the transparency, like the transparency around this part is normal. But once you move towards the center, everything that's orange and somewhat transparent in a weird way, that's dead. Like in center, you can see this brown piece in center, and it has this roundish circle around it. That tells you this is an infection and it will not stop. So we will cut again. Once more. Because I suspect that if we cut now, the inside will look just like this. It will look exactly like this. So let's try it out. There you go. See? It's exactly the same. And yeah, at this point you should not cut. Because you can stop this kind of stuff with a lot of UV light. You can put it under a grow lamp, like a full spectrum grow lamp, or the top shelf. But with the way this is looking, the prognosis is not good. But very often you can stop it. It happens. I've did it before and I will do it again. Maybe with this one. We will try this out. I will do an update if it survives. If it doesn't survive, if you don't hear me talking about this plant again, it probably did not make it. But it doesn't look bad. The outside skin is firm. You very often when you have an infection, it feels mushy. This one, it feels a little bit like dehydrated maybe, but slightly. And I am pretty positive we can stop this. And if we can stop it, we might be able to stop it on this one too. But this one is really far gone. So normally you put this in the trash, not on the compost. I mean, you never know. Normally you shouldn't need to say it, but best say it again. This stuff, not on the compost. This can spread throughout the whole compost. Okay, and now I gotta clean up the area because I do not want any of my pets to step into spines. This year we will take a little bit more care about not having spines anywhere, because I don't want Mika to be hurt, I don't want Kami to be hurt. They both, see, there's one. They both walk around here and I don't want them to suffer from my hobby. If they get injured, I will instantly get rid of the cacti. I would do that, but hopefully we don't have to do that. So yeah, here's another piece. But this one feels already mushy and all. I think I'll throw it away. It's sad because it's so nicely blue, right? But yeah, not a chance. Yeah, okay. This was the segment for the infections at the base. I just want to say these infections are very common. And almost always it is caused by suboptimal situation at the roots. Like, for example, you have a too organic soil that stays wet for too long. You have a little injury at the base level, which gets wet all the time because it gets watered at the base. And this can instantly cause an infection. Then we've seen mealybug. Mealybug are a nightmare to deal with, and in this case, it could have played a role. I'm not entirely sure, but very often mealybug are introducing the pathogens into the wound. So yeah, we now have seen 3 types of infections at the base, and it's basically always the same treatment. Because chemical treatment of this kind of stuff is something that I would mostly recommend for very old plants, very big plants, where you have a localized outbreak and you can maybe give a fungicide to avoid that the rest of the plant gets sick too over time. You know? But once you have a far progressed infection at the base, it is often best to remove it. That's a great thing about cacti. I mean, it's a very good thing when you can just remove a localized infection that would otherwise take over the whole plant. Okay, so this video will probably go into the members area first, and then maybe a few days later in the main channel. This is the type of stuff that I want to do for my mastery series, or my Cactus Mastery series, and this is just one day. We will do this the whole year, and there will constantly be segments like this just to discuss certain options. We have so many ways to deal with infections, and it is sometimes the fastest and easiest way to just remove it, cut it with a very sharp blade. Nothing blunt that causes blunt force trauma, because that is a perfect hotbed for fungal infections too. Okay, thank you guys, bye.